So I saw this homeless camp on the side of the road. It looked like a regular homeless camp. No big deal. Been to dozens of them by now. Trash everywhere. Smelled like shit. Figured I'd just tiptoe in there, get some footage, talk to a few people, and get out of there. Just like usual. This place is fucking wrecked. But there was something different about this place. I was getting a weird vibe in here. Didn't feel like what I was used to. What's up, man? And then this guy right here just came out of nowhere. Just appeared. For a split second, I saw his beady little eyes and his meth mouth. And then, the knife.
Oh, what are you recording about?
What? That guy just had a knife. Alright. And that's the last time I do a homeless camp. What the damn hell, Anchorage? What is happening here in Alaska? I spent a week in Alaska driving around, and some of that time was exploring the homeless crap here. It's all over this place. It's taken over Anchorage, and it's all everyone here is talking about. The West Coast infection has now reached the fingers and the toes. All right, so tell me, how did that place impact you?
Well, so when over 300 homeless individuals set up well over 200 camps, they brought all kinds of chaos, drugs, violence, propane tanks were exploding in the middle of the night, gunshots every single night. It had a serious impact on my business directly across the street.
Well, that guy's pissed. That's Rob. He's an Anchorage guy. He lives across the street from what was the worst nightmare you can think of. A nasty 300-person homeless village filled with the most troubled people in Alaska, right across the street from his house. Well, they're gone now. When I was here, they were scattered all over the city in little mini villages. The city put a big fence up, which should keep everyone out. But you never know around here. There's more than 3,000 homeless people in Anchorage now. That they counted. That's 1 out of every 100 people here is homeless now? What? That's true. And now, this is the 6th worst city in the nation for homelessness. And you probably didn't even know that. Now you drive around Anchorage for a day, and you'll see it all over the place. Homeless camps along the creeks, in the woods, in downtown, on the sides of the highway, on cliffs, and in the parks. It's terrible. It's just getting worse. Now, things are no different here than they are where you live. The more money they spend, the worse it gets. The latest plan here is they just rip down the camps as soon as they pop up. Homelessness is illegal now, the city fumes. The Supreme Court said, so go somewhere else. That doesn't ever work. Nothing works. Now, Alaska has its own unique challenges with homelessness. For one, in wintertime, it's terrible. And every spring when the snow melts, they find bodies of homeless people who have passed out in the snow and got covered up by snowplows. Plus, they have to worry about bears getting into these camps because they're filthy. Happens all the time. Bears come in. The city has to come in and shoot them. Sucks. Well, last winter, Alaska threw its entire homeless population into the city's downtown arena so they wouldn't freeze. Well, they ruined it, as you might expect, and the neighbors hated it, as you can imagine. For blocks, it was alcohol abuse, drug abuse, rapes, trash, pooping and peeing, gunshots, thefts. So this winter, Anchorage is talking about putting them in hotels again. That's because this city's big plan to build cheap housing for all of this is way behind schedule. So where I am right now, this is a homeless camp that I found at one of their city parks. And all these people are here because they got thrown out of their other homeless camp that was down by the Home Depot a few blocks away. This was all temporary, I was told. The city's going to come back in 72 hours and throw us all out again, they told me. I think that's why the whole camp was on edge when I got there.
No, I don't want to be on no.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I ain't pointing at you, brother.
So I came back to the same spot a couple weeks later, and sure enough, they were gone.
This is where they were. She said 72 hours. This is where the sketchy people were at, where the dude told me he was gonna break my camera. Okay, there's a little bit over there. I don't know if you can see that. But they're gone. So there you go. That's that.
Spice and meth, fried brains, and crazy town. The big drug surge up here is because of fentanyl, everyone. Straight up from Mexico. You can thank Joe Biden for that. The Mexicans saw an opportunity up here. They were like, hey, there's nobody strung out up in Alaska. Let's go up there. We got a free market. So as a result, the OD rate here in Alaska, it rose faster than any other state last year. Then the state senator here said, Alaska's under attack not too long ago. So is everywhere else in the U.S. And so now you have drunk natives and fentanyl junkies on Anchorage streets.
People parking literally right where we stand. Yeah. People were parking here, walking across the street, and either buying or selling drugs. So the fentanyl flowing in and out of all of the side streets, in and out of the property, was absolutely insane. We would find drug paraphernalia on our driveway, on the side streets, and the curbs and gutters. I mean, that was a regular daily occurrence. So those were, the kinds of things that was just going on nonstop.
So they shut that down. How did you feel when they started getting those people out of here?
Relieved. We had, during most of COVID, it was relatively quiet around this 3rd Avenue area. And it was really sort of a breath of fresh air. It gave us all a chance to kind of, take a breath, relax, focus on our properties and focus on our businesses, and less on, protecting them from things that were happening on the streets.
I don't think there's a corner of this country that doesn't have this type of suffering in it anymore. A lot of this is misery and horror that you'll never know. It's lawless, violent, and desperate in here. It's cruel. Third world horror in a nation with first world resources. And I know that firsthand. I almost fell victim to it myself. So here's that camp I went into again. It was seriously like I was entering the gates of hell.
There's homeless people all in here. This has been a spot that they've all been gathering at. This is Davis Park. It's up in kind of the Fairview part of town, which is already sketchy. But it is bad over here. hope. Is anybody in here I could do like an interview with for a story I'm working on?
Oh, what are you recording?
Yeah.
What are you recording?
What?
So I went to step back, and I slipped in the mud and almost dropped my camera. Lost all my street cred with that one. Felt kind of like a fool. Thing is, I had the gun in the car, locked and loaded, but I didn't bring it with me. But looking back, if I had pulled it out and got all badass John Wayne with the dude, it could have gone down super bad. There's shootings in these camps all the time. The place reminded me of that underground village in Demolition Man. And here's what's crazy about that. So, weeks before, I used a somewhat clickbaity title to get some of you guys to watch another homeless video I did in Anchorage. I was kind of chased out of another homeless camp, but it wasn't very dramatic. The guy did threaten me and said he was going to break my camera. And then I was almost stabbed and thought, well, I guess I can't use "I got chased out of a homeless camp" as a title again. Jesus.
All right. And that's the last time I do a homeless camp. Yeah, that guy fucking pulled a knife out and said, "Why are you recording?" And that's gonna be it for me. I'm retired from homeless camps, folks.
The Davis Community Homeless Camp in Anchorage. Never thought Alaska would be the one to knock me out. The underdog. But that's just the way it was.
And that's it. Ain't worth it. That has never happened to me before. Anchorage, the all-time sketchiest. I'm still gonna fly my drone though. Yep. All right, so that was a sketchy time. I was in there walking around. Definitely should not have been in there. That is fucking scary, sketchy shit. I've been to some homeless camps in my day, and that's probably there's just a vibe in there, and people were just like, it feels like hell in there. Like if there was ever a hell, I want to put the drone up right now, but I'm gonna get out of the way, because this is just fucking crazy out here. I mean, you got angry, yeah, motherfuckers. This is just, I'm not kidding. I have seen some shit in my day. And Anchorage, I did not know Anchorage had it in it. Like, there are just so many fucking sketchy people with guns and knives and just absolute, just terrible situation right now. And I am going to get my drone. I should not be doing this. And fly it over that camp just to kind of get an aerial on it. But oh my God, what the hell? This is sketchy. That was some crazy shit, and I am done. I am done. Man! Anchorage, folks. I mean, God. This place is, it's evil. There is an evil feeling in this town that you would not expect. It's Alaska. You think it would be la-di-da land. It is not. I mean, everywhere you freaking go here, there's sketchy people, and it feels like they know they're being recorded or watched. Like they're like always on alert. Like they're always all-knowing, homeless, sketchy, evil, angry, criminal, druggy people. I don't know how to explain it, but It's like you can't record anybody without them catching you or looking or getting mad, and everyone's fucking pissed off. Jesus Christ.
So after that happened, I drove around and tried to offer some thoughts. I was also driving around trying to find a place to fly the drone so I could see that misery from above. But there's airports all over Anchorage, so there really was nowhere I could fly it above that pit. Did his thing for the first time here. I have not seen it yet.
What's up, man?
Oh, there he is. That's him right there.
Sirens, more sirens.
This fucking place is crazy. I've always said I'd much rather have a confrontation or get cornered in some urban ghetto. You can reason with folks in a ghetto. There's no reasoning with these people at all. In Alaska, it just threw me off. In California camps, most people are just sitting around bored. You can walk up to them, have a conversation. They'll talk to you. You can hang out for hours. And some of them are pretty smart. Over in Hawaii, just about everybody out there is just laying around in the sun, smoking weed. But not here. These people are dumb and angry. They're mean. They're always looking around. A friend of mine said they're like squirrels. I think a lot of them are hiding from something. Child custody owers, felons, skipped trialers. They see a camera and nope. Plus they're all strung out and winter's coming. Okay. Don't trash Alaska.
Do you feel this country's let you down?
Oh, we're so spoiled here. No. Compared to other countries, we're spoiled. And that's part of the problem, too. You know, I mean, these kids in their 20s and 30s, what are you doing in town in a homeless camp right now?
So I met a bunch of homeless people when I was here. Here's one of them. There was this guy named Bradley. I felt bad for the guy. He seemed a lot different than most of the other people I met in Anchorage.
Is the problem getting worse in Anchorage? I hear it's getting really bad with the number of people on the streets.
Well, this is the thing. And I was getting to this zoning. You need trailer parks. You need R5 zoning so someone can put a trailer on there, use it as a step to either build a house or move it out to a piece of property somewhere, you know. They want to sell you $1 million house. The bankers and the realtors are running it.
It's a scam.
Well, you know, that's a big word. But let's put it this way. I grew up around money. And these guys, they sit and drink martinis on Saturday night. So
All the people in charge of the real estate.
yeah. Then you have some people just want to camp out.
They just want to live on the streets.
Yeah, they want to. I mean, some of these natives, they come in from the bush. They've been camping out all their life, you know. Now you're going to tell me they have to rent an apartment? Some of them, you know, that's what they do. They go out hunting and fishing and, you know, they're in a boat all day.
And by the way, I'm going to put all of these interviews uncut on my memberships page. You can join as a member for as little as $2 a month. And you can see a lot of the stuff that doesn't air on this channel. Like this complete interview. And then there's this guy. I met him when I was poking around, checking out all the people that were living in the woods behind his house. You can't even walk around the parks anymore here without having to worry about getting killed or raped or stabbed or whatever.
How do you feel about having homeless camps right next door?
Well, I don't like it, but you know, people have to live somewhere, and the city has cleaned up all of the little trailer parks that used to exist all over Anchorage, where people who didn't have much money could have a place to live, but they've taken them all down and turned them into housing. So now the people who used to live there have to live somewhere else. So they live in tents. I wish the city would pick up. I wish the city would take care of the garbage, and I wish the city would help people find a place to live. That's what I think about it.
Have you ever had any I know a lot of the neighbors over by the arena were frustrated when they put them all in there and all the stuff that happened. Do you have any problems? Have you had any?
It depends on the group. I mean, you know, folks that are homeless have problems with alcohol. They have problems with mental health issues. They're not getting treated. They're not getting supported. So yeah, you've got some people that have behaviors that aren't very nice. Sometimes they're pretty good. This group that's here right now seems to be cleaning the place up and they're quiet. So I don't really have a problem with them. But in the past, yeah, there have been problematic ones. And we call the police and the police come. So.
Why don't they put them all in igloos?
I don't know, Mappy. I guess that'd be pretty cheap. That'd be pretty cool to see igloos on the sidewalks here. Might even keep the bears out, too. Wouldn't be very humane.
They could make a big giant igloo and put everyone in there.
Mappy, I think you should run for governor of this state. But you can't run looking like that. Actually, you probably can here. They say 20% of the people out here are minors, which is super high. I do this for a living, and I hardly ever see any teenagers living on U.S. streets. Like, ever. The local business owners, they say the vandalism and the people peeing and pooping downtown makes it so tourists don't want to come down here anymore. And they need people to come down here. Bad. Big part of the problem is the native Alaskans. A lot of them are alcoholics, and they cause problems in their village. So the village just throw them out, ban them forever. They put them on a bus ticket straight to Anchorage, and then they wind up down here, and they don't have any support, and they can't figure anything out. They wind up blowing all their oil money on fent and booze. In most cities, there's plenty of room in the shelters, and they have support and counseling. It's just the people don't want it. In Anchorage, the shelters are full, and the mental health system up here is a disaster, and there's no money left. They're just way overwhelmed here. Maybe that's why all these people are on edge. They're like, where's the support? We need help. Well, go down to California. They'll take care of you. There's people out here working, trying to stay alive. A lot of them are just junkie thieves out here looking for opportunities. Looking for a fix. So far, they've spent $200 million on the homeless crisis in Alaska, and it's just way worse. That's the California playbook. They say 7% of the people in Anchorage are using up half the city's resources. $100,000 per homeless person for food, shelter, support, and it just draws more of them in. It's just too expensive for a lot of these people, and they're stuck here because, well, we're in Alaska. It's hard to get home. The mayor also said, let's just send them all back on a one-way ticket out of here. Well, that'll do it. Send them to Seattle. I think that's the best idea I've heard. Houston got a lot of credit for solving homelessness. They put theirs in permanent housing, and now they're technically not homeless anymore, but I don't know how long you can pay for that. But Houston also has a lot more money and a lot more room to get their people off the streets. Anchorage said that they want to add 150 housing units each year here for the homeless. Well, at that rate, it'll only take 20 years to get these people off the streets. If no more show up, then I think more are going to show up. I think the only solution is to capture these people one by one and force sobriety on them, and then help them slowly transition back to society again. It wouldn't be easy. It'd be like a triage. Force people to change their lives. But most of them are like wild dogs. Can't be captured, can't be tamed. I don't know what's going on. Here's what all the sirens were all about. I don't know if that was a wreck or what. That is a lot of police activity. I don't know what's going on.
All right, so this is just tragic. The lady just said that somebody ran over a kid and took off. And they're literally doing CPR on him right now on the ground. Anchorage is freaking evil. Do not ever come here. This place is cursed. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can even fly the drone right now, because I'm over by an Air Force base. The bums are all back there, but so there's where the bums are, right here, and all this is pink and orange, which usually means you can't fly. Like, I don't think I can get this drone up. Well, that's probably a good thing, because I don't think I should mess around over here anymore. I just think it's like screwing with the demon. I think I should just let that rest. And, you know, here you go. Last look at a homeless camp here. There's some here, and then all the really nasty, naughty devil land is past that on the other side of the fence where those trees are. But it is just, I mean, it's like they've taken over. They're circling on bikes. It's literally like hell in there. I'm not kidding. It is absolutely evil and unruly and unlawful, and you and I are not allowed in there. They've taken over a huge chunk of Anchorage and are running out anybody that they don't like, that they don't want in there, and they'll shoot you, they'll stab you. It is just absolutely just incredible that in America, in a free country, that you cannot walk somewhere that you don't want to walk, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Cops refuse to do anything. It's a lawless land in there that they decide the rules and who goes in and out. That's it. So they're in there buying drugs right now behind that fence, and there you go. That's it. Back here at the devil's doorstep. Outside, circling around on bikes, were the winged demons watching over the gate to hell that I went into. In that 2-acre pit, I felt more angry, evil energy in the air than I've ever felt. Now, back at that moment, I thought, I just looked into the eyes of a demon. But hours later, I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I think I've been pushing this way too far and getting way too comfortable in these camps. Like, I thought I had it all under control. And I know you guys have commented on that. Nick, you're going to get it one day. Those places are dangerous. I'm telling you. I don't think that was a devil. I think that was something telling me, you need to stop doing this. Turn around and never come back. Maybe it was a guardian angel. This place needs some help. And it's a spiritual, it's not a financial, and I'm not a religious guy. Hey, I'm not a religious guy at all. I don't believe in a lot of that to that extreme. You know, pray, they need Jesus. This place needs something. Because it is not in a good place, and I have never really said that for really anywhere else I've ever been except for Oakland, California, and I kind of feel the same way about this place that I do Oakland. I'm officially done in Anchorage with homeless shit, and I think I'm gonna be done with homeless shit for a long time and anything else I do. There you go. The most unpredictable, surprisingly random, chaotic, evil, troubled place I think I've ever been outside of parts of California. There you go. Anchorage, Alaska. And it's such a beautiful place too. It's surrounded by mountains, and there's airplanes flying overhead, and creeks and oceans, and some of the most beautiful land in the country. And it's just absolutely ruined. At least this part is right here in Anchorage. Well, hey, Nick Johnson fans. So YouTube's pushing this whole membership thing now, and I think it's great. So I set one up for this channel. If you want to be a member on this channel, you can only do it on your computer right now. They make it hard for some reason. So go and hit join right there, and you can support the channel and join various membership tiers. I'm excited about it because I'm going to post all sort of behind the scenes content, extra interviews, fun mappy stuff, bonus songs, and more. Just some extra stuff that doesn't make it onto the main channel. So think about becoming a member. Huh, everyone?
You should join. I did.
Are you looking to move and need advice? I do consulting. That's right. I'll sit down and talk about where the next perfect place for you and your family should be. I do it all the time. Together, let's find you a new home that's safe and checks all your boxes. And I can also help you find your new house, too. Email me and I'll work with you. I'm not just helping you figure out where to move, but I can help you find your perfect home, too. That's right. I know awesome, reliable agents all over the country, and I'd love to connect you to somebody who can help you search for that perfect home. And if you want to buy some Mappy gear, click the store link on my homepage. From there, you can check out the latest merch. There's hoodies, coffee cups, stickers, and shirts. Show off how much you love Mappy and support the channel. And I'm on Cameo too. If you want me to send you or somebody you know a personalized video message, go to Cameo and search Nick Johnson YouTube. It's fun.
Hey YouTube world, I'm Sage, Nick's manager. You've enjoyed a Corner House Entertainment production, so watch another one.
Hey guys, if you learned something new about America or what it's like to live in America, great. You should think about subscribing and turning on your notifications. You can also click one of these videos or playlists for more.